Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today EA just released their patch notes for the first gameplay patch and just general patch in the game, and apparently there's some pretty big fixes in certain areas, but we're obviously going to be taking a look and seeing what EA actually went with in regards to boosting, nerfing, all that good stuff, right? So, made the following changes to FIFA Ultimate Team. Updated Division Rivals Progress Tile UI to improve readability and clarity. Players will begin their walkout animation slightly later when opening or previewing a pack with a walkout player item. Tifos can now be seen in the stadium while a match is paused. Tifos can now be seen during additional pre-match scenes in squad battles and friendlies. When obtaining stadium items or bundles from the foot store, a pop-up message will now inform players if one or more of the items is for stadium customization slot that needs to be unlocked via objectives. And then when previewing a kit stadium item or stadium item bundle containing a kit, a goalkeeper wearing the aforementioned kit is now present beside the outfield player. So none of this stuff is it's like little glitches and patches that they're going to be doing for that kind of stuff. Not crazy interested in that, to be honest. The gameplay stuff is going to be right over here. Okay, so let's see what they did here. Address the following issues. The FUT Champions Playoffs post-match screen did not always correctly display the total points and rank. This is a visual issue only, and the correct playoffs progression was and continues to be available on the playoffs progression screen. Address an issue with FUT hero Joe Cole's player item, the inability to enter a match while the item was in the present squad. This was more for like the next gen version. Like we had to play in the old gen version to actually try out the card because it just wasn't playable on the PS5. After qualifying for the FUT Champions Finals, the playoffs reward screen displayed an incorrect number of finals qualifications. This was a visual issue only. Finals qualification provides one entry into the competition, and the correct information continues to be displayed when rewards are previewed on the playoffs progression screen. This issue is listed on the EA Sports FIFA tracker. When listing an item on the FUT transfer market, if the starting price was one increment lower than the buy now price, players may have received an error blocking the item from being listed on the transfer market. The Division Rivals main menu window did not display the player's current placement when stating that the player's rewards were ready to be claimed. This was a visual issue only. The augmented reality presentation overlay did not show the correct scoreline when appearing after a successful penalty kick in extra time. When displaying the opposition squad during offline friendly match, loading the squad rating and chemistry UI elements did not display correctly. Quick sold items. After completing a Division Rivals match, the button callout for the in-game friends list could disappear until re-entering. Improve visibility of the wins counter that displays on the Division Rivals and post-match flow. These are like more like visual glitches because obviously it would still progress, but it's just a visual glitch that probably didn't display correctly. When the competitive master switch was turned on, through ball assistance could not be set to manual if desired. That's where it's like, this is where it gets more interesting. A stability issue could occur when viewing crowd card items in the stadium menu. Okay, so here's the gameplay stuff. Made the following changes. Reduce the effectiveness of goalkeepers when diving for top corner shots taken from inside of the penalty box. This change specifically applies to shots taken within 37 feet, 11 meters of the goalkeeper. Yeah, because sometimes they make like really insane top corner saves. Like I was watching Boris's video today, and I think he had like one opportunity where he was like, "Oh yeah, great assist," because he hit it top right, and then Handanovic just pulled the save right out of his butt. So definitely, hopefully that actually kind of is fixed because it should be a rewarded goal for sure. It's an absolutely insane save. Improve the frequency of player-controlled sliding blocks making contact with a traveling ball. Frequency of player-controlled sliding blocks. Okay, that's something that you have to see in game when you're actually like testing it out. Updated the defensive logic for players near the halfway line when defending a counterattack that originated from a corner situation. Defenders near the halfway line will now attempt to more closely mark the counterattacking players. That's a big difference, to be honest, from the corner kicks. But listen, man, that's why I'll always set it to 1, because I'm terrified of conceding a goal from a counterattack from the corner kicks. Like I've always been this way. Like, there's obviously ways of being able to score the headers from the corner kicks, and they're actually pretty effective with the physical type players. But I just don't risk it, man. I just try not to go for those counterattacks from my opponent. So, added goalkeeper animations that could occur when a keeper is attempting to save a high finesse shot. This change is intended to provide more authentic-looking goalkeeper reactions and very slightly increases the effectiveness of goalkeepers saving this type of shot. Okay, so that's kind of... So they didn't adjust the finesse shot, they adjusted the goalkeeper animation for those finesse shots. Okay. Updated the defensive logic for players near the halfway line when... oh, sorry, I'm reading in the wrong direction over here. Sliding blocks, yeah, updated the defensive logic, added goalkeeper animations, yeah, updated the defensive logic. Did I just skip one? I think my brain just turned off randomly. Improved the frequency of player-controlled sliding blocks making contact with a traveling ball. Okay, so they mentioned that again. Right? Oh, they did. Oh, I'm tripping out right now, man. Widen the area where the reticle can be placed during free kicks in order to allow for more control over spin and general placement. Okay, so for free kicks. In co-op matches, player lock will now be cancelled after the player-locked player performs a pass or after their teammate performs a pass to a different player. PS5 only added a new controller setting to get desired adaptive trigger resistance. Don't care too much about that because I actually turned that off because I'm not a fan of that. Improved referee logic to call more fouls caused by high velocity tackles. Yeah, some of the referee decisions are really weird. Improved referee logic to call for fewer penalty kicks caused by reasonable time slide tackles. Yeah, I've seen that a few times already from certain people's gameplay footage, for sure. Improved referee logic to call more fouls in situations where purposely slide. Oh, excuse me. Improved referee logic to call more fouls in situations where a player purposely collides with a goalkeeper that is holding the ball. Good, good. Improved referee logic to call for fewer fouls due to soft physical contact. I haven't noticed too much of that, but if they did, that's good, obviously. Improved throw-in accuracy and target selection. Yeah, the throw-ins are kind of weird from time to time, for sure. Address the following issues. Sometimes a late fake shot request resulted in a pass. Yes, that happened a lot of times. I actually mentioned that in the control part of the game for sure. Even when it was like good gameplay, it kind of does that too. In rare cases, players could take an unintentionally poor touch. Yeah, that's definitely happens sometimes for sure. Like for no reason, to be honest. In some situations, the ball carrier would not perform the feint and exit skill move when requested. True. When manually rushing the goalkeeper outside of the penalty box, the keeper could incorrectly attempt to make a save with their hands. Yes, that I notice a lot, so that's a good fix. When attempting to intercept the ball, the intercepting player could sometimes take an unintentionally heavy touch, resulting in possession loss. Thank you, EA. You actually adjusted that. Oh. Good. I think I have some gameplay footage today when I was using Pedro. Now I'm like, I don't know why, you intercept the ball and they just take this like huge emphasis touch, like, and it just kind of like goes back to the player. If you get rewarded for that interception, that's great, That was what I was mentioning in the gameplay review where the defending had to be brushed up in those types of areas, right? So that's really good that they adjusted that. Hopefully that actually showcases well in the actual game because that's like a big one for me when I'm manually defending. So that's cool because attackers can actually defend nowadays, which is great, but there's just certain ones that they have to polish for consistency, which is definitely cool for sure. I hope those words actually translate well into the game. Where am I here? So rushing outside when attempting to intercept the ball. Players with a skill move rating between 1 and 3 will not perform the bridge skill move when requesting a skilled bridge skill move instead of performing a no skill move. Okay, that's cool. In some situations, the defending team's player would momentarily stop moving after the attacking side performed a lob through pass. Yeah, that's true. That's actually very true. They just stop moving, so they don't move with the momentum of the lob pass. Like that's kind of a good reason why the lob pass is pretty effective. When receiving the ball from the air from behind, in some cases, the receiving player would not attempt to take control of the ball while running. In rare cases, players could take unintentionally poor touch. After catching the ball near the goal line and falling to the ground with it, the goalkeeper could sometimes slide on the pitch. When a goalkeeper was attempting to punch the ball after a deflected shot, the keeper could attempt to head the ball instead. The goalkeeper would sometimes not make an attempt to save the ball following a shot if the shot occurred close to the keeper. If some rare scenarios, the goalkeeper would get up too slowly after engaging in physical contest. When attempting a diving save, the goalkeeper could sometimes dive diagonally instead of laterally. This was a visual issue only, and addressing it does not change goalkeeper performance in these situations. In rare situations, when attempting to move while shielding the ball, the shielding player could leave the ball behind. I noticed that sometimes for sure. I noticed that sometimes when I was doing the Lukaku review, actually, even though he's still a pretty good physical type striker. In some rare scenarios, when a ball was kicked out of play, the incorrect team was given the ball to resume play. Never noticed that myself, but it's a good fix. When playing as a locked player and the match ends in a penalty shootout, the locked player's match rating could unintentionally decrease during the shootout. When skipping a non-gameplay scene that plays before a goal kick, the input combination can sometimes result in the come short or push up function being requested. Yeah, that one was weird because sometimes I was actually pressing it and it just didn't really come off properly. Sometimes fouls were not being called when committed on a player performing a nutmeg or a bridge skill move. Definitely noticed that for sure, I noticed it the most when you would go for even if it's like an angled body feint and you get it through them, like there's no foul for that. So hopefully that's actually fixed in game for sure. A penalty kick can be incorrectly awarded after a well-timed sliding tackle in the penalty box. Love that. On rare occasions, an incorrect animation could occur after a skill move was requested. That's like responsiveness issues for sure. Sometimes the ball carrier could dribble in a different direction than requested. Yes, this is a big one right here. Oh my goodness. They're talking a lot about the PS5 stuff, man. Like PS4 did it too, to be honest, but not as much. But the PS5, my goodness, they were doing it so often. I would dribble like this direction, they would go there. I'm like, oh, now I have to compensate for it. So yeah, hopefully that's nice in game. Occasionally, a player gets stuck in a strafe dribble animation for longer than intended. Sprint knock-ons could be requested if the sprint button configuration was changed. The goalkeeper could sometimes perform an incorrect saving animation when attempting to save a header. Gameplay could sometimes appear blurry when using the pro camera. Yeah, I noticed that one for sure. PC only attempting to cancel an advantage call had no effect. Hair could sometimes appear blurry during gameplay and replays, and players could sometimes have a faint dark glow appear around them during gameplay and replays. Okay, that's you know what, there's a few good things here actually. A lot of responsiveness issues that are being adjusted, which is good. That's great, man. A lot of the stuff that I actually mentioned in the gameplay review, like the should you buy FIFA 22, has been talked about in this. Maybe I'll do like a follow-up video for my thoughts on gameplay after the patch, so I can let you guys know like what I think for the responsiveness, because that was like a really big thing for me, man. Like I definitely noticed that a lot for the PS5 version. So yeah, the patch right now, guys, is going to be available for PC, and then later on, it's going to be available for like the consoles, because they always do it first on the PCs and Stadia, and then they do it for the consoles afterwards. So I guess this will be after Foot Champs, right? Yeah, I think it's after Foot Champs. Yeah, different animations for goalkeepers for finesse shots will definitely be very interesting. Goalkeepers from up close for those top corner saves will be adjusted, so that's a good one. And then a lot of it is just responsiveness issues. Okay. Yeah, to be honest with you guys, I mess with that. I definitely mess with that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. And yeah, hopefully this patch actually works out really nicely in game, because to be honest with you guys, man, this game has a lot of potential. Like I haven't felt potential like this in FIFA since FIFA 18, but a couple things definitely need to be adjusted for it to be really good. Like the park the bus thing is a really big issue, but yeah, man, they're making good strides. This is good because, like I said, man, the game hasn't had potential like this in a while, so I like the fixes that they did today. I haven't really disagreed with any of these things. Yeah, that's good. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys for the next video, right? Peace out, my dudes. Love you guys.